We love to share your stories, so thanks for asking us on how you can get your stories told. First off, we have to know about them, so be sure you're telling us about your stories. And then a few things to keep in mind to make sure you're best able to get our attention. First is timeliness. We work in an industry where we are telling stories every day, several times a day. So it helps if we can know about your story ahead of the fact, rather than sometimes we get news releases about things that happened even a week or 2 or 3 weeks earlier.
When it comes to a good news story, the biggest question I always like to ask is, what's in it for me? Because at the end of the day, that's what a viewer wants to know. Why does this matter to me? So is it a story that they're going to learn something? Are they going to be safer in their neighborhood because they know about this story? Is it going to evoke some type of emotion where they're going to be sad, or they're going to be happy, or they're going to feel empowered? Are they going to talk about it the next day at the water cooler when they're at work? Those are the kind of stories that we want to tell, because those are the stories that matter.
What you're trying to do on stories is you're trying to look for stories that have wide impact and have potential to affect a whole bunch of people. You're looking for stories with some type of scope that are going to impact people. If you can find that type of story, then it's often best to try to tell that story through the lens of a single family or a single person, to take a larger story, make it smaller and more personal.
Like, will a particular story help a viewer plan their day? Will a particular story change their lives in some meaningful way, either good or bad? And of course, we're also asking questions like, will a particular story help those viewers protect their families? Is it a story that will be memorable? Is it something that they haven't heard anywhere else? Is it something that they'll want to tell somebody else about later?
A story about a change of command, or the testing out the new helicopter. Those are probably pretty low interest stories that aren't going to grab people. I'm looking for wider stuff, bigger stuff, and then try to shrink that down to a smaller personal story.